Hey everyone, Daniel with BTR Outfitters here. Today we are going to discuss the AT Habitat Topper, the Skinny Guy BaseCap Topper. We're going to discuss the 7 differences between these two, but first we're going to start out and we're going to talk about the similarities these two have. With both toppers, we picked the Habitat because the Skinny Guy folds open. The Habitat opens up as well, the exact same way. The basic concept of opening these two toppers up is almost identical. You have support rods, weight bearing. Your beds are both out here on the ends. Both of these systems, compared to the Kit and Caboodle Skinny Guy, both of these systems do not have floor pans. So when you stick them on the truck, you stand in the bed of your truck, and that gives you more height. For taller guys, you won't touch your head on the tent. You can walk around, you can maneuver. It gives you more open space to use. They also both come prepped for solar. This unit actually has a spot where solar will hook into the bottom channels here, and it hangs out the end, which we have some other videos out about Skinny Guy. You could see some of that. The AT unit has what you have to get as a standalone solar panel. It is pre-wired. You just plug in and you set your solar panel out to the side. They're both very similar. I mean, you got windows. They're both tent material. They both pop up when they're open. There's not much setup involved. So for your overlanding guys that don't want to camp in a tent, they don't like the idea of a rooftop tent, this gives you more functionality, I guess you could call it. You have more space to work with. You have more access to your bed. That way, if you need to get something that you have stored in your bed, you don't have to crawl out of your tent, go around, open your tailgate. So there's some little minor differences between your tents and these. So it's really what your niche is. So from here, we're gonna move on and we're gonna actually start discussing these 7 differences between these two units. All right, guys, so we're gonna break down these differences. Behind me is the AT Habitat. This Habitat, for installation purposes, actually hard mounts to your vehicle. By hard mount, we drill holes, we put in bolts. Not saying that's a terrible thing. If you go to remove it, there's gonna be holes in your bed of your truck. I don't know about you, but my truck's not a cheap truck. Most of your overlanding guys are gonna have high dollar trucks, and you're fixing to punch 8 holes through the top of the bed. That may freak you out and make you not wanna do that. With that being said, that's a more rigid installation. So if you're a guy that's gonna take off up the side of a mountain, through a giant creek, who knows, off-road rock crawling, that may be a better idea for you. The Skinny Guy, on the other hand, we'll go over here and check it out, is a little simpler. So your Skinny Guys, they've kind of made it a DIY, super easy process for securing these. You've got bed tow hooks everywhere in your bed, cargo secures. These guys actually use a ratchet strap, 4-corner ratchet strap system. You pull the cord down, you hook it. Once it's secure, you ratchet it down and you are done. There's no holes to be drilled, nothing to be mounted, and you're not gonna disfigure your pretty bed on your truck. So I like this design for your everyday guy that's gonna go camp here, camp here, camp here. For you extreme guys, that may be a drawback. I'm not gonna say this is gonna move or anything like that, but if you get into some real hard body roll in some of this off-road stuff, this could flex and shift. So something to definitely take a look at and keep an eye on. All right, guys, so another option here that is different between the AT and the Skinny Guy. AT did not put this in, and it's not a bad thing to not have it, but for you guys that want to go out long term, One, you need power, which you've got solar, you've got battery packs, you got things like that. Two, you got to have water. The Skinny Guy, they actually created a rain gutter right here. So this rain gutter will collect rainwater. It all funnels down over here. You can hook a hose to it, drop the hose down, put it in a bucket, and you can start storing that water. Another awesome feature, which one of my buddies has mentioned before in a previous video, another feature you can get is a UV water sanitizer. It will actually filter and clean that water and turn that rainwater into drinkable water. So, more water, longer you can stay out, less civilization you got to deal with. I like sleep. I have to be comfortable when I sleep, and I can't personally get comfortable on anything other than a good soft mattress. So, with that being said, this guy actually has a memory foam mattress in it. The mattress is roughly about 2.5 inches thick. It's a dense foam, so you don't just squish down and feel metal underneath you or any of that. It's actually comfy. The Skinny Guy, on the other hand, is running an air-up mattress. Now, that completely blew my mind when I heard that. I'm like, air-up mattress, really? I'm not camping on the ground. But it is actually functional. It looks good, it works good. I personally don't like an air-up mattress, but I have done some research. You can replace that with memory foam if you chose to. But that is the difference between these two guys. All right, so another difference between the AT Skinny Guy. Skinny Guy has given you a door access on the side of the unit. So you actually hook a ladder in here, you can climb up the ladder and go right inside. Skinny Guy also gave you the access in through the tailgate. So you have dual access points. On this particular truck, the tailgate one, once you're in it, is really not simple to close or really not simple to get out of. So, with that being said, ladder, simple in and out through this one. The AT, on the other hand, you only get the rear access. There is no side ladder, there is no side panel, it's just the topper. So you have to enter in and out through your tailgate. Newer trucks, electric tailgates, awesome design, great idea. Older trucks, manual tailgates, especially one that weighs about 75 pounds, not such a hot idea. That's a good braking, teetering point for some. Some people need to see out that back window, and certain trucks, I feel like you really need to be able to see, especially backing up. So, the AT topper actually can have windows all the way around if you order it that way. But you can get a front window and a rear window. That way you can see from your rearview mirror out the back of the vehicle. The Skinny Guy has no windows. It is all metal fabricated, so therefore there's no place for windows with the way that they've done their interior structure and things like that. There's not even an option to put one in. So if you feel like you need to be able to see and you feel like backing up might be an issue with just mirrors alone, the Skinny Guy is not ruled out because there's aftermarket cameras and there's a bunch of nice features you can add. But if you don't want to add, the Skinny Guy is going to be on the lesser end of your want list. This little ledge, your cab of your truck sits right about there. So you have this sticking out over the cab of your truck. It gives you a little bit more room in these guys. But that also has an air gap between the bottom of the topper and the cab of your truck. So if you're like me, for instance, with this black truck that gets 7 miles a gallon, you add that air gap, you're down to 5 miles a gallon or less. And it sticks out there, you can see it. With the Skinny Guy is actually set up and designed size-wise to look like a old school camper shell. like a Lear, an ARE, Snug Top, Sentry, any one of those. It sits flush with the cab. You may have a little bit like the solar runners and some of that sticks above the cab, but for the most part, it's flush. All right, guys, so we've gone over the 7 big differences between Skinny Guy and AT Habitat. With doing all that, it helps you get a better grasp on what you may be looking for. You may have a certain thing of, I need this. Well, one of these might have it, one of them doesn't. If you will continue to watch our videos, we'll continue to educate. So subscribe, like, and any comments, please leave below, and we'll see you next video.